All right, I think everything is set up, right? I've got the little, yep, that's going. Eh. Yeah, it's experimental. We're experimenting. Um, yeah, and I'll just leave this part in because some exciting behind the scenes. I know that's what you all want, but anyways, that wasn't good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to uh, another episode of Claire's Space Talkathon. I'm your host, Claire, and if you aren't looking at the screen, then you won't be able to see that things are a little bit different. This is another tier list video, but everything is different. The audio is different. I have my little avatar in the corner. I'm trying some new things today. Seeing how it works out. But today we're doing um like we're doing a smash or pass tier list. I could have done this as like an alignment chart, but I prefer the tier list style. I feel like it lets me get more into the information. Um, so essentially we have 26, right? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 26 killers. We don't have Psycho or Dredge, but those guys are weird and should not be on this tier list. Dredge is a monster and Psycho is a child. So, yeah, I'm not including those on a Smash or Pass tier list. Obviously. Disgusting. The Demogorgon is on here though, and we'll get to that. Essentially, there's two metrics that I'm basing this list off of. First off is personal taste. It's like, do I personally think that this is like, um, is this something that like, okay, I could get behind, you know, or like I personally simp for. How much is this like personally simp worthy? And then there's more like the general perception, like or more of like how would I think of someone else simping for this character? It's like instead of S tier, it's yes all the way. It's like this is a respectable simp, and then it's like yes, but it's a little sus, and then it's like no, I don't simp, but I could understand it. And it's like no, I don't simp, and it's sus for you to simp. And then I have the bottom category just in case there's anything that's like I need to extra emphasize, because you know, and this is like up to artists. So I think we'll start. I don't have like killers in any order. They're just like in this random order. But I'll just start with like the. I'll start with um I guess we'll start in the top left. I mean, that works. Um, so this is the artist. And again, this will not make much sense to people. Oh no, my. Wait a second. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck. I think the audio or the quality is gonna be really bad. Give me a second, guys. Oh, yeah, it's not gonna be the best quality, but it's an experiment. It's an experiment. Whatever. It's a podcast, anyways. Who cares? The artist is this like woman who controls birds and has like severed hands and has like big black like ink like spewing from her wrists to form like hands. Super freaky, but I simp. Queen. Um I also just think that like the way she's played is super interesting. Like, because I personally haven't played much Dead by Daylight, but um, she's very slay. You know, the strats you can pull off with the birds, the zoning is insane. Very very sexy, very terrifying sort of sexy. Now we have Blight. Blight's a nightmare, dude. He's like this weird little gremlin man with like 6 fingers who is like a drug addict, and he like runs around bashing into walls like an idiot. Fucking nightmare, dude. And definitely in the no category. But I don't think it's that bad. He is still like humanoid, and so I can like understand it, you know? But like not I can not in the sense that I can understand it like here, but like I understand like I understand that there are some people who are gonna say he's still like a person, you know? So next up we have Bubba. Bubba's a tough one because he kind of slays low key. He does slay. You know, he's got the drip. He's a respectable young man. Um, he's not, but he's just a silly little guy. God gives his toughest battles to his silliest little creatures, and it's like very low, yes, but controversial. Or it's like I I don't like actively simp. Oh, I guess then it would be, yeah. It's no but acceptable. Or it's like I don't personally like have those emotions, but I understand why they would be there. He has the qualities of a person. He throws little tantrums. He's a relatable guy. He's just a silly little dude. Cenobite, aka Hellraiser dude. Honestly, low key. No, no. He's definitely more like I can see the argument better for him, especially with the whole chains thing. But I don't personally feel that way. Next up is Clown. There is love for the thick bitches, but I mean, like yeah, well, there are people who like clowns. That's all I'll say. There are people who like clowns. Deathlinger is fucking S tier. He's genuinely handsome. Um. Oh, and if you don't know, Deathlinger, he's like this like old westy dude with a harpoon gun. He's got this long hair. Fucking creepy as hell, but I love him. Demogorgon from Stranger Danger. Worse than the Blight, definitely, but not by much. Like the issue is that it doesn't have a face. You know, when it's hard to simp for something that doesn't have a face or like intentionally obscures its face, and so like that's kind of like why Leatherface is kind of a no for me because it's like, ooh, I don't know what you look like, you know. And not to say that it's like, oh, appearances are everything, but the whole point of this tier list is appearances. What do you expect from me? But yeah, like Demogorgon, it's like, yeah, there's like a bot and there's like a human body, but Fuck, dude, it's just so creepy. Next up we have Doctor. Doctor's gross. Doctor is just gross. I don't like him. And he does have the humanoid thing, but like I put him into the no but unacceptable tier. Like I don't I couldn't see someone simping for that man and be chill with it. You know? That's too far. That's too far. He's so fucking freaky. All right. Pyramid Head is tough because he does like obscure. He doesn't really have a face, but also he technically could have a face. He's also jacked. I'll say this: he does boy slay. It's just fucking disgusting. Uh, Imagine doing this, but with real serial killers. Ted Bundy would be S tier. Okay. Scream Man. I don't think I've watched the Scream movie. I haven't watched any of the horror movies that these guys are from, except like I might have seen uh, a Saw movie, but like not a whole Saw movie. But yeah, Scream is right at the top of no but acceptable because that Maury is like there was a whole trend of people simping for this dude. So I get it. Hag. We're not going to talk about Hag. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to. Hillbilly. Hillbilly is tough because he is like he does have like a bunch of facial deformities, but like also he's just like a like that doesn't make him evil. You know, like there are some people like well, for example, like some people have facial deformities like the Demogorgon, where it's like you're a built-in monster. You're designed to eat things. But the hillbilly is just like unfortunate, you know? It's just like a disability thing. And so I'm not gonna hold that against him. You know, he just happens to not look so good. But like I don't think people generally think of him as worthy. He's better than Clown. I think because he does just have like and he has a lot of like funny personality with the chainsaw and like Tinkerer. Like he's like a pretty intelligent dude. He's like smart and you know if you can get past the looks, you know. And again, I know I said that this whole tier list is about looks, but I don't want to be mean to him. All right, next up is Huntress. Huntress goes just below artist. And the reason I put her there is because even though she's awesome, I think that she only works with certain cosmetics. And in this case, I'm just basing it off their default appearance. And by default, the artist looks so much cooler and hotter than the Huntress. Like, the Huntress's look is taken down like eight steps by the bunny mask, you know. But like all the different like the was it like a goat head or some shit? Like that one is good. Is that controversial? No, it's like a lean beef patty thing, or it's like yeah, hot buff lady. Next up is Legion. Legion is tough because it's multiple people, but that meme where it's like Venom. It's like I use they them pronouns because I'm literally two people. Um, yeah, the Legion in general is pretty cool, but I don't know. I feel like it's like I never got into them, you know. I think it's mostly just because there's a lot of like balancing stuff that happened with them, and so for like a while they just weren't played, and you just didn't really see a lot of them. But ultimately, it's like, yeah, I get it. I get it more than Ghostface. I'll say it makes more sense because they are just like what, like 19-year-olds who are murderers. Ghostface is like, oh, I'm so spooky, you know. I mean, and then again, they're basically the same character because Dead by Daylight does that all the time. But yeah. Next up, we have Nemesis. Same category as Hag. No comment after that. Okay, Freddy Krueger is. I don't know what it is, but Freddy Krueger is just like so annoying to me. Like, it's such a boring character to me, and I know some people love. I mean, it's obviously a massive series, but like, I just can't get behind it. It's just like, what are you doing, man? You're like doing this weird. It's like they're trying to be like, oh, it's a dream world and it's real life, and they're trying to have it both ways or something. I couldn't watch them, but essentially, it's just fucking ugh. No me gusta. No me fucking gusta, dude. I hate it. It's just a bad character in general, I think. Um, Nurse. Nurse is pretty solidly a no for me, and I don't think anyone really simps for her. She's definitely better than Doctor, especially because if we're looking at it from the lens of like misogyny and stuff, it's like, of course, a female character is gonna be looked on and be like, "Ooh, hot," but like she doesn't. She has like a burlap sack over her face, and she like teleports. She's so fucking freaky. I can't imagine anyone getting into that. Oni is right at the top of the yes but controversial because he's hot, okay? But I know there's a lot of people who would call me sus for saying that. There's so many people. And I would probably call someone for saying sus if they were in love with a fucking, you know, like Japanese folklore ogre. You know, that's a pretty reasonable take to be like, no, that's a little bit suspicious. Um, but goddamn, is he ripped? Anyways, Pig again, tough one because she is, again from the lens of uh misogyny. By being a female character, she's already predisposed to be higher on the tier list. Um, because it does. Again, it's not just my personal opinion. I'm trying to factor in like how do other people perceive you for having this simp, right? For simping for this character. And I think Pig is in this position where she, like the nurse, just like she's like Bubba, is what I'll say. Because I understand it, I can understand it, and I do think she's like a cool character. But full on simping is like rare, and it's like there's a lot of like for this version of her where she's got a pig face. Nah, dude, nah, bestiality. So actually, I'm gonna put it lower than. Well, no, because it's just a pig head. I'll put it even lower. Not quite at Demogorgon levels, but she's low just because it's like she's got a pig on her head, and she like she cosplays a pig. It's fucking nasty. Um. All right. Next up, we have Blight. Blight's a toughie. What Plague? Oh my god. I don't know why, but I always mix up Blight and Plague. Probably because they're similar concepts. But anyways, Plague, she's awesome, but Like, I don't simp for her that hard, but also I don't see why people would be real. Actually, the vomiting. I just remembered that her whole thing is puking on people constantly. I'll put her near. I'll put her below Pyramid Head. Where it's like, yes, yes, I simp. I respectfully simp. But I also respectfully agree that is disgusting when she vomits on people. Michael Myers. Michael Myers is in a similar situation to Bubba, where it's like, it's acceptable, but not by much. Like, he's not that hot. And he's just like a monster? I don't know. Default Myers is definitely sus, but I'd say he's better than the Cenobite. And, like, more acceptable, socially acceptable. I'll put him above the clown. Spirit is gross. You know, I just. I hate to do it, but I think she. I think. No. She's not. Okay, I'm gonna put her in the unacceptable tier with uh, uh Nurse, but just slightly higher because she does have like the face and stuff. But like honestly, she's like a disembodied ghost corpse. It's fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. No me gusta. Trapper is a tough one because he's kind of hot. He kind of does slay, but not really. I put him. He's in a similar situation to Plague, where it's like, yeah, you slay, but you murder people. You know, that's where a lot of these killers go. But I'm trying to be more in depth than that. Um, I'd say he's better than Plague because it's a little bit less gross to bear trap people. But yeah, Trickster is an easy S tier. Definitely better than Deathslinger, but not as good as my girl's Huntress and Artist. Um, what is he? He might be. Well, I'd say he's. I mean, he's okay. He's okay. He's a handsome boy, and I think that a lot of people can get behind. He's literally supposed to be like a K-pop star. So yeah. Twins is an easy F tier or bottom tier. Very bottom because Victor is a child and Charlotte is terrifying. Um, no universe. There's no universe I can imagine someone simping just for Charlotte. Even if we took Victor out of the equation, it was like, oh, just Charlotte. No, no, dude. She has like a gaping hole for summoning a corpse zombie baby. No fucking way. Lastly, we have Wraith, who is just weird. I I could go on a rant about this for a while, but he just doesn't really make sense to me, lore wise. I don't know how to put it, but like he just like where did he get the bell? Like where he was like this dude working at a like a at Auto Haven, and he would crush cars, and then it was like, oh, someone's in the car. It's like, well, that's every car, you kill people, that's your job. Killed the boss, took the spine, and then got teleported to the world of Dead by Daylight. And then he just found a bell? Did the entity create it? Uh like like okay, for example, Artist makes perfect sense, right? She has, she like befriended the crows. They saved her in her time of need, but also failed her and made her lose her mind. Huntress has this very intricate backstory with her mother. K-pop dude got lost in the sauce. And I love their backstories. Then you have some of the mid-tier ones where it's like Legion. Okay, they're like a gang of murderers, whatever. Uh, Bubba, he's like, oh, I love my fam. And then you have like, and again, I'm not caught up on all the lore, but then you have someone, and then you have like Victor and Charlotte, where it's like, yeah, they are low tier on this tier list, but their story is cool. I think the backstory between them of being like witches, and Charlotte being accused of witchcraft is super cool. But I think just on the principle of not only looking ugly shit, but also just like he's a mid tier killer, mid to low tier killer who just like he's just like not cool. He's not cool. He's got a lame backstory. That has a bunch of plot holes. Like, where did he find the bell? How did he learn to use it? Why did his appearance change so drastically? And like, why would he fashion his weapon? Like, what did he like make the bell? But like, and that's the issue. Is it's like he has a handmade weapon, but what time frame did he have to create it? That's my issue. There's a lot of plot holes with Wraith, so it's like, I don't know you, man. Ah. Um, yeah. Also, another thing I'm deciding to do, uh, for the because this is especially because it's meant to be a pretty short episode, is I'll just do a brief recap. So S tier all the way is Artist, Huntress, Trickster, and Deathslinger, right? So this is like respectable simping. Next up is I simp, but I would get it if you don't. Oni, Pyramid Head, Trapper, Plague, Nemesis, and Hag. Right? It's a little sus, but you know, it's like it's not to the point where it's like ugh, right? Next up we have I don't simp, but like I'm not simping, but I can get behind it. Legion, Ghostface, Billy, Myers, Clown, Pinhead, and Bubba, which I think is the only tier. Yeah, it's the only tier that is exclusively dudes. Um, which I guess says something about me. Maybe. I guess technically, you could bump maybe Spirit and Nurse into there, but it's hard to say. Um, okay, so now this is the no and unacceptable. So this is like I don't simp. I would not respect you for simping. Spirit, Nurse, Doctor, Blight, Pig, Demo, and it gets worse as it goes on. Demo is ugh, nasty. And then there's the absolutely rancid category. Wraith, mostly because of lore. Freddy Krueger, again, because of lore, but he's also just not even less appealing. And then Charlotte and Victor because necrophilia cessed. goes. I think that's it. Yeah, I can't say I'm proud of this tier list, but um, yeah, I stand behind it. I might have made a few mistakes, definitely. If I accidentally categorized a character who's like underage or some shit, which I don't think I did. But if I did, I immediately apologize because I didn't fucking know. I'm not gonna research every single Dead by Daylight killer. You know, uh, I, I, ugh, you know, it's gross. It's gross. You know, and I think that's why most of the killers in the game are adults. You know, at the very least, they are like 19 or 18. You know, because it is pretty fucking gross. Uh, to have someone in your game that's like a mass murderer and also a child. Same thing goes for survivors. No one wants to see children getting murdered unless you're a weirdo. Um, but yeah, that's it. And I know now is the worst possible time to do this, but if you're interested in saving some money, I recommend signing up with Yotta YOTTA with code SWITCH SWITCH. It's a standard savings account with a sweepstakes system where you can earn extra savings if you get lucky, but there's no required fees, and it's all FDIC insured. There's technically a non-FDIC insured option, but I do not recommend it. Um, and yeah, it's that's about it for Yada. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more cancerous content like this. Hit the like button to let me know you enjoyed. Leave a comment. I do have my comments held for review because I don't want people to spam a bunch of nonsense. But let me know what you think of this new format. What things I could change, all that. And yeah, I will. Oh God, no, I wanted to. God, oh no. Okay, is that better? That's okay. No, oh God, I'm so sorry. I just want. I just wanted to make it better. Okay, that looks good. So yeah, see you all around and have a great day. Goodbye. Goodbye. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe